the Toy Story game from the Super Nintendo, coming to the Nintendo Switch Online Service Expansion Pack. Whoo! Yes, the classic, retro, old school Toy Story game, based off of the movie, of course. On the Super Nintendo, that game was so freaking fun, but also so freaking difficult. That was a hard game. And that sucks because you would think a Toy Story game from back then, like just a kid Toy Story game on a Super Nintendo, shouldn't be that difficult, right? But it is, okay? It will get you upset, very angry, and just give you probably a migraine. But nevertheless, an awesome game, and I'm sitting here still wondering why it is not on the Nintendo Switch online service. We have a Switch, we have an online service, we have a Super Nintendo app thingy on there, but for some reason Nintendo just puts like their first party games on there, and like they be completely forgetting that there's third party games and a whole bunch of them that came to Super Nintendo, like Toy Story. And yeah, it's not on there. I have it for my Super Nintendo. I love my Toy Story game, no matter how hard it is. But it's such a great game. I love it. The graphics, even the graphics look great. The sprites, how the characters look, Woody, Buzz Lightyear, Rex, the piggy, everybody in the game. They all look great. All right? The way the game goes is literally how the movie goes, basically, but in a game form, obviously. So maybe, I don't know, maybe Nintendo's just sleeping on the game. Maybe they don't have the licensing rights, but it ain't nothing they can't just go get. Hit up Disney. Like, hey, give me Toy Story rights to games so I put it on the Super Nintendo and the Switch. That's all they gotta do. And, Disney will probably do it. Why not? Look, great game, alright? You get to play in levels like Andy's room, having to save the soldiers, getting the walkie-talkies. You get to play stages like, you get to take on Buzz Lightyear. You have to race him because you're trying to show and prove that you're a better toy or just as good as a toy as Buzz Lightyear, even though Buzz Lightyear doesn't think he's a toy, he's a psycho. But it is what it is. You get to race Buzz Lightyear. You actually get to fight Buzz Lightyear. Okay, yes, you get to take him on in a one-on-one fight with your little whip, or your little cowboy rope, whatever, or lasso. Okay, that's like Woody's only weapon in the game, and you get to jump. Look, you get what you get. You don't get upset. All right, the game was good. That's it. All right, you actually get to go to a level and piece of planet. Hide in the cup, do your little hiding thing. You're trying to get to Andy and all this other stuff that everybody's trying to do, just like the movie. Excuse me. You actually get to go into the claw machine. You see the claw trying to get the little aliens.